Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and I spent just about 500 bucks on the group of coins in front of me. I'm excited to show it off, and we've got some different French silver, which I'll talk a little bit about the rulers that are represented. I think I'm going to start with this group of English coins. I think there's a few silver items, but the vast majority are going to be copper, and I think that there's some beautiful items. I mean, I'm not sure. I saw this on the outside of it, and they said that there's some catalog value that would beat the entire value that I paid for everything here. So I'm excited to just start, and we'll go with this one, I guess, to begin. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it looks like it's some sort of a Queen Victoria copper. And I may need a bit of help and an explanation here, but it says far-famed cakes and biscuits are the best. It seems far-famed must have produced this token, and it's going to have Queen Victoria 1897, commemorating the 60th year of Her Majesty's reign. Very interesting little token. I think most of this stuff is going to be a bit older than that even. This is King George V, and this is actually a pretty pleasing item. It's a Hibernia 1781. I would assume that means it's like a Scottish halfpenny, or maybe it's even a farthing. I would guess that based off of the size of the item that it's a halfpenny, but it's in nice condition. This is during the Revolutionary War time period from our adversaries, and so, at least in the United States, something that is certainly interesting. Here, that could be like some sort of a reference number. This is a Druid, I want to say. I've seen this style before, but this is in really nice condition with a lot of great luster. A 1793 halfpenny from North Wales. And we've got, and I'm interested, I'm actually going to check here. This says everywhere. Okay, let's see. Current everywhere. Not sure exactly what that means. A little bit of background, though, on the Conder tokens. They basically circulated during the late 18th century. There were a few other types of small tokens, and they needed the small change, but they didn't have it, so a bunch of sort of merchants and private issuers were producing them. And so they're named after a guy by the last name of Conder, James Conder, and he made the copper coinage of England, published that in 1798. So a lot of interesting designs here. It's a specialized field of collecting, but there's definitely some good pickups from that range here. This one also looks particularly nice, and says, let's see, Pro Rege et Patria, Queen's Days, and in nice condition as well. Reminds me of a Jetton almost, a Norwich Barracks 1793 item. Beautiful. This one has a nice design. Yeah, I mean, those definitely look like barracks to me. After that, this one is an Edward I penny in actually very nice condition. I was surprised that I purchased this for as ostensibly cheap as I did. It's got some fun toning on it and a really nice condition. These, English silver pennies I'd love to be able to do more with, but I haven't really particularly been able to. After that, this appears to be some sort of a calendar coin, 1792 calendar, the Sunday figures, showing, oh wow, that's an interesting way of starting it. Lent, Easter, Holy Thursday, we have all the holidays. I don't know what Septuagesima, Advent Sunday is December 2nd. That's fascinating. I could see this being a pretty rare. Ooh, and take a look at that side. It says everything rings birthday. King's birthday is June 4th. Prince of Wales, August 12th. You really know everything you need to know from this little coin. And I don't know if it was just a metal or if there was any sort of circulating face value, but that's definitely a highlight. Continue to be very pleased to own that. Here we've got, this one seems a little bit more worn, but still in pretty nice shape. 1794 Kent halfpenny token. Let's see, for change, not fraud, Sussex. Interesting. Right here we've got an uncirculating, not uncirculating, but uncirculated looking with a little bit of a maybe planchet crack, relief against monopoly. Beautiful condition. Wow, that's magnificent. He feels his people's wants and relieves them. So maybe pro the king. It almost, there's like some even reflectivity on this copper coin. Beautiful beautiful item and surfaces. Wow, that's a fun coin. I wonder if that would be worth grading. Here is Edward the First penny. I think, there was some sort of a conquest of Wales component. This one's a little bit more worn than the previous, but, another penny. These, again, I don't get to purchase and sell these particularly often, so it's great to have that kind of material. I'm more likely to hold on to some of the Conder tokens. I just think that they're fascinating. I think I'll probably sell those two silver pennies in upcoming auctions. Right here we've got a 1794 Ichdean. Let's see, George, Prince of Wales, in sharp condition. Very nice, with a plume that reminds me of the 2p from a much later time. And then right here that says 1794. There's a lot of lettering and an interesting kind of, looks kind of milled almost edge, but Erskine and Gibbs and Trial and Jury, Magna Charta, Bill of Rights. Wow. On the back it says a lot of Authority LH. It's probably a lot of different names on there. I. Baxter, I. Richter, J, or maybe L, I'm not sure. I. A. Bonney, maybe those are L's, maybe they're I's. 1794, again, remarkable condition. These coins are just looking fresh, and this one has a catalog value potentially in the $800 range. That seems pretty high to me, but I am excited to see the object of interest here. 1790 Prince of Wales, elected 24th November 1790, with a nice crest. It says Amor, Honor et Justitia. And then on the back of it, we've got George, Prince of Wales, halfpenny, with a lot of luster. The only thing that I could point out negative on this coin is that there's some weakness up top, but another really beautiful coin. So that's great. Thrilled with that grouping. I think it'll be a lot of fun items for the collection, probably some to get graded and others to sell on Whatnot or the website. Right here we've got a King Louis. Here's the start of the 5 francs. Louis the 18th, who reigned from 1814 to 1824. This one's going to be that last year, 1824. There's a ton of different mints and privy marks on these coins. I don't have as much info on those, but a good portrait. He became the King of France after Napoleon was defeated in 1814, and he was basically just trying to restore the monarchy, restore sort of order, and was challenged by liberalists and royalists during his rule. Here we've got a much later 1848 Louis Philippe coin, which is interesting just because in 1848 there's the Second Republic and the February Revolution. So the provisional government steps in, and then of course Napoleon III declares himself emperor and takes control of the country. So a lot of upheaval in that time period. And then right here we've got a King Charles the 10th, 1827B. He was from 1824 to 1830, the younger brother of Louis the 18th, and he favored nobility in the Catholic Church, was sort of his legacy, but abdicated in favor of his grandson Louis Philippe, who we just saw. Let's see, there's another coin of Louis Philippe, but Charles the 10th, increasing royal power, was not very well received by the main constituents of France. Louis Philippe was called the Citizen King, last king, again, because it was an emperor. After that, let me see, there's another Louis Philippe item, and I think there was a lot of opposition to his, obviously, again, culminating in that 1848 February Revolution. There's an 1833 item, but these coins would have carried a lot of spending power and been pretty significant back then, just given the massive wealth disparity that people would have seen at that stage in the world. So, something like this would have carried a lot of weight from a spending and purchasing power perspective. There's an 1844 5 francs. Let's see what remains here. This one's a little bit more cleaned up from 1845, and it looks like our last two items in this, I don't think we're going to have anything from Napoleon III, it doesn't look like. There's a little bit more cleaned and a scratch on this than I'd like. 1832, it's going to be earlier on in that reign, minted at whatever the H mint mark is, and then we finally get another Charles the 10th, again in between Louis the 18th and Louis Philippe, 1828 W, another privy mark. So that's going to be the conclusion of this video. I think my favorite items are some of the beautiful half pennies here. I'm also a fan of the French 5 francs, but they're a little bit more common. I mean, this calendar item is fantastic. The toning on this penny of Edward the First is beautiful, and so, you know, just a lot of cool items in front of us. We will update you on whatever else we're buying. There's a few other unboxings that I'm going to film shortly after this video that I'm pretty pumped about, and so we'll look forward to keeping you updated on whatever inventory is coming through the Treasure Town, not coffers, but the Treasure Town operation. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.